So let's talk about something else. Let's talk about name, image, and likeness dealing with college athletes and how they're getting that money. What's all that? What is all that all about? So, Scott, talk to me about this, man.
It's a big thing right now, especially with the so-called amateur sports, college players, and all that good stuff. Mm. But for the athletes to be able to profit from the use of their name, image, and likeness is pretty cut and dry. Well, for stars, it's pretty cut and dry. But for the guys that make some money, think about it, there's a lot of money that could be made. It could be on the level of them doing a local commercial for the car dealership, that type of thing. Or heck, when these video games use their name, image, and likeness on these things. Mm-hmm. Y'all think about it. I know everybody here can relate to that number 4 Michigan jersey Chris Webber had. That jersey wasn't just popular when he was playing. Right. That jersey was popular like 20 years later. Still,
I think Michigan is still making money off the 5.
I'm sure they are. That type of thing. Yeah. Chris got this much for it, and he got money from other stuff. We ain't talking about that, but anyway, Chris and he definitely would have been a perfect marketing type of image. But I mean, a lot of stuff they said these players can make money off of autographs, signings, all that type of stuff, and the school can't intervene. I think what they did was they let the individual states regulate this stuff. The Supreme Court has ruled on that. So, how much the states enforce, I don't know. The only problem to me is if certain schools can push to athletes, hey, you come to Oscar, you come to Kentucky, you can make more money off the profit. And that may be unfair to some of the HBCUs or even just, second tier schools or other D1 schools. And that's gonna have to get sort itself out and everything. So
just think about how much money Zion would have made a couple of years ago at Duke. That 6 months he was there, he may have pulled in $10 million because he was that popular.
Yeah, without
that shoe contract. Yeah,
without a doubt. Rick, what's your feeling on this, Rick?
So, Scott, you just brought that up. When it comes to the shoe contracts, I'm assuming that the people have to honor whatever institution they have their agreements, right?
Yeah. And that's something I thought about earlier this week. Is like you think about, like, say Chris Webber's jersey, he probably couldn't. Let's say a young guy right now who's out there playing ball right now for XYZ University, he probably can't use that school's name. He can't use his school's name to represent that in the deal. But let's say if he goes to Arizona State, he can wear a red and yellow jersey without the logo on it, without Arizona. Everybody knows what school is from, but just represent the colors instead of the actual school's name, and then use his name as the bargaining chip. That's how I think they
right.
And Master P's son supposedly has a $2 million deal, right?
Oh yeah,
you hear about that?
I heard vaguely about that.
Yeah. I think he has it with. Is it with a phone company, T-Mobile, or I can't remember what's it for.
I'm not sure, but it was.
I can't remember what's it for. But he signed a deal for $2 million to represent some company. And he hasn't even hit the campus yet, so it's like, the money, if you're represented by the right people, the money's out there way before you become a quote unquote professional athlete.
So now your agent is going to be really important in the fact that you're not supposed to have an agent until you turn professional. Are they going to allow them to have agents now? Because someone that has connections will easily be able to say, oh yeah, I can get you this car commercial where you do a commercial and you'll get a car. Your parents will get a car. All those Eastern Motors commercials, those kind of things that happen a lot.
Right. I think the whole thing, honestly, my feeling on it, it's a nasty, slippery slope. And I think the Alabamas and the UCLAs and the Dukes and the Stanfords of the world, the schools that already are really, really, really good and established and have unbelievable, crazy amount of endowment and boosters will become richer and stronger because of this. And definitely not weaker because of this. Right. If one of our children was 18 years old and they were, McDonald All-American, I might be leaning to that school that's going to drop $2 or $3 million because of the car, the car advertisement or whatever the case may be.
Decision.
Yeah. So it's money talks, man. I mean, what is the point of all of this? It's really, it's a huge money grab. And I just think it's a very nasty slope that can happen because of it. I trust me, I want all these people to get paid. I want all of them to get money. But at the same time, I think it's gonna. There's a reason why it passed. There's a reason why it is what it is now, and I think it's just straight money.
It's money. I mean, and you got to think about it. I mean, even though they're amateur athletes, I mean, they're getting. Some people complaining about, oh well, they get scholarships. They get their school paid for, but still, there's demands on those kids are big. And like you said, these schools, these big schools, they've got all kinds of big sports budgets from the donors and all that type of stuff. That stuff's not getting passed down to those kids, and let them make some money. They're not going to be in college that long anyway, because if they're that good to get those endorsements, the pros want them on that level.
Oh, they're gonna be gone. They're gonna be gone. And it's a shame it's a shame, Scott, that HBCU is not gonna be able to get that kind of money. The kids that are going to Howard or FAMU or Hampton or Norfolk State, those kids are not at that level. They may get some small little local fish store to say, hey, holler at us about
hopefully don't get locked up too bad.
That's about it. That's about
it. But what too, I'm sorry not to cut you off, but when you were saying that, people were saying that their tuition is sort of like a payment. A kid that's getting a full academic scholarship is also getting a full ride. The difference is that an athlete has the ability to get injured during his time in college and no longer pursue that professional career that he's doing, where someone on an academic scholarship won't have that same risk. So now, because all these guys, no one goes to Ohio State or Alabama without thinking they're going to become a professional, but not everyone goes pro. So now someone has an opportunity to financially benefit from the work that they've done. If for some reason they don't make it to that professional level, where it may help them to set them up for life where it's not as hard.
Right.